Hi, Mr. Ninja here, and today we are manipulating linear equations. And this is really a step we want to first take when we're given an equation in standard form. Standard form being the x and the y are on one side, and a constant is on the other. And we want to transform this into a y equals equation. Okay? So what we need first is an example problem. So how about this? Well, let's start with 4x plus 2y equals 12. Now we're going to manipulate this algebraically. So that means we want to solve for y. Okay, we want to solve for the y. We want a y equals equation. Later on this will be called slope-intercept, but for right now it's just a y equals equation, which will better help us graph. So from here, we're just going to subtract 4x on each side because I want to isolate the y first, so I get rid of the other term. I subtract 4x over here. Now here, these 4x's cancel out, but this 12 and the minus 4x, those aren't like terms. We cannot put them together. We can only do this. We'll bring the equal sign down. I'll put minus 4x because I like to lead off with my x's, and I'll just put plus 12. And that's because they're not like terms. I can't put them together. That is the only thing we can do with it so far. And then now I'm left with 2y on the other side. So from here, I just had to get that y isolated. So I divide by 2, and then I divide everything on the other side by 2. It's really the idea of a distributive property, but we're not going to get into that. Just remember that you have to divide everything on the other side by 2, not just the first thing. Okay, so this cancels out, left with 1y, or just y, which is what we want, equals negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, and they're x's, and then plus 12 divided by 2 is 6. So there we go. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. And this will be a form we can better graph with, which will be in the next video. But here, let's try a little harder one. This one will actually yield fractions, which is okay. Don't worry about jumping on your calculator and pumping out decimals. Just work with the fractions. I'll show you how. So here, let's have 3x plus 5y equals 6. Okay? So now, like the first time, I need to remove that 3x. I'm solving for y, so I need to remove the other term. These cancel out. Left with 5y equals, these aren't like terms, so I cannot put them together. So I have negative 3x plus 6. Then I need to isolate my y, so I divide the 5 off. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and it's alright if you make a big fraction bar and divide by 5. Just remember you have to divide both parts, both terms. So here, 5 divided by 5, 1, or 1y, equals, well, what do we do here? Negative 3 divided by 5, that's a decimal or a fraction. In fact, I'm just going to leave it as it is. Negative 3 over 5. Negative 3/5, that's what it is. X plus 6 over 5. And this is okay to leave as improper. In fact, it's almost preferred that you leave it improper. Making them into mixed numbers is just extra work at this point, so that's something you'll move away from as you move away from pre-algebra. People will care less about mixed numbers and will just want the fraction. And 6/5 is a valid fraction at this point. So here we have y equals negative 3/5 x plus 6/5. And that is the y equals equation for this, later on called slope-intercept form. But for right now, this is what will be used to graph. It's a great form. You just plug in x and get a y, and then you have a point. But that is something I'll be in the next video. Just wanted to give you a little preview. So see you then. If you have any questions, email me.